Bob Toth. On 16 April 2019, the Cleveland Indians held on to an early lead and used 3 late runs to fend off the Seattle Mariners in a 6-4 victory from T-Mobile Park on Monday night. Trevor Bauer got back on track in a quality start, throwing 112 pitches over 6 2/3 innings. He struck out 8, gave up 5 hits, and walked 3, but several of the walks were aided by an unpredictable strike zone behind the plate from umpire Tim Timmons. 5 relievers finished the job, but several of them made the game much closer than it needed to be. The Indians jumped out to an early lead against rookie Japanese left-hander Yusei Kikuchi, who made a quality start of his own and settled down in the middle innings to slow down Cleveland's quick start. Once again, it was a 2-out rally for the Tribe that led to runs as Carlos Gonzalez sent the first pitch of the night that he set into center for a 2-out single. Carlos Santana drew a walk after fouling off 3 pitches to load the count. Hanley Ramirez fell behind 2 quick strikes before slapping a single the opposite way to right to drive in Gonzalez with the first run, and Jason Kipnis, in his first at-bat off of the injured list, did the same by driving a single the opposite way to left to score Santana with the game's second run. Roberto Perez stranded the remaining 2 base runners by lining back to the mound. Ramirez, AP photo, Ted S. Warren Bauer gave up a 2-out infield single in the first, but struck out a pair in each of the first 2 frames before the Indians added on with a much-needed blast. Jose Ramirez led off the third and drove a 4-seamer off of the auxiliary scoreboard and left for his first home run of the season, giving the Indians a 3-0 lead. Bauer was good again in the third, walking Malik Smith with 2 outs before the speedy outfielder was caught stealing by Perez to end the inning. The Tribe's number 2 starter got 3 outs in the air in the fourth and worked out of trouble in the fifth after a leadoff double by former friend Edwin Encarnacion and a walk from Omar Narvaez. Bauer pitched out of the jam, freezing Tim Beckham looking on a 1-2 two-seamer in on the hands, Kang Ryan Healy on a 1-2 slider well off of the plate, and feinting the top of the zone to strike out D. Gordon to leave 2 on base. Kikuchi retired the middle of the order with ease in the 6th before his offense got on the board against Bauer. Mitch Haniger doubled with 1 down and scored on a single to right by Domingo Santana to make it a 3-1 contest. Seattle's bullpen kept things quiet in the 7th, but the Mariners' bats tried to make some noise after the stretch. Narvaez singled deep to right before Bauer retired Beckham on a flyout and Healy on a strikeout looking. Gordon walked to put 2 on, bringing Terry Francona out of the dugout for reliever Tyler Olson. He missed on 4 straight off of the plate to Smith to load the bases, bringing Francona back to the mound for Washington native Adam Cimber. Mitch Haniger worked the count full before fouling off 3 straight pitches, but on the 4th payoff pitch of the battle, Cimber got the Mariners outfielder swinging on a sinker low and in to leave the bases full in a turning point of the contest. Cleveland sent 8 men to the plate against 3 different pitchers in the 8th to add on another run. Ramirez drew a leadoff walk-off of Zach Roskup and stole second before a strikeout by Gonzalez. Connor Sadzik entered for Scott Survey and walked Santana. A wild pitch allowed both runners to move up and another allowed Ramirez to score standing and Santana to slide over to third, but Sadzik struck out H. Ramirez swinging for the second out. Kipnis worked a 5-pitch walk to put runners on the corners, sending Sadzik to the showers and bringing on former Tribe reliever Sean Armstrong. He walked Perez to load the bases and nicked Greg Allen on the back knee to force in a run. Eric Stamets struck out looking, but the Indians pushed their lead to 5-1. The homer-happy Mariners finally found their principal offensive weapon in the bottom of the 8th to make it a ball game again. Cimber gave up a leadoff single to D. Santana before Oliver Perez was summoned to relieve. He struck out big left-hander Daniel Vogelbach looking for the first out, but Encarnacion blasted a sinker dead red deep to left for a 2-run home run. His 5th homer of the season made it a 5-3 contest. 2 pitches later, Narvaez managed to get underneath a letter-high four-seamer and sent a lofting fly ball over the wall in right field for the back-to-back jack, cutting the score to 5-4. Dan Otero came on to face Beckham and got a ground out to second for the second out. Healy scorched a fastball deep to the gap in right, but Allen's speed enabled him to track down what should have been a two-out double. Instead, Allen went airborne and snagged the sphere before crashing to the turf, ending the inning instead of allowing the tying run to settle into scoring position. Renes Elias took over for the Mariners in the ninth but was unable to keep the Seattle deficit at 1. With 2 outs, Gonzalez reached on a throwing error by Beckham that pulled the first baseman off of the bag. Santana sent the next pitch back into left center for a base hit, but another error on the play allowed Gonzalez to score while Santana settled in at third. Ramirez stranded the insurance run 90 feet away on a grounder to third, but the Indians had a safer 6-4 lead. Brad Hand entered for the bottom of the ninth in search of his 5th save of the season. He struck out Gordon on 4 pitches for the first out and got Smith to fly to left for the second on the next pitch. Haniger was cut down swinging for the 3rd time on the night, giving the Indians a 6-4 win in their 9th win of the season in 16 tries. Seattle fell to 13-6 and lost its 4th straight game against a meaningful opponent after being swept at home by the Houston Astros over the weekend. Bauer, AP photo, Ted S. Warren Bauer back to form. It was a much-needed bounce-back performance from Bauer, who looked much closer to his early form than his last outing, when he was unable to finish the 6th inning after allowing 4 runs on 10 hits, after surrendering just 1 hit in his first 14 innings on the year. "I thought Trevor was good. That's a really good lineup that feels really good about themselves," said Francona after the game. "They've got speed at the top and the bottom. They've got a ton of guys swinging the bat good in the middle. You've got to work for everything. I thought he did a good job." Bauer moved to 2-1 on the year with 6 2/3 innings of work, walking 3 and striking out 8. 42 players on both sides of the field and across Major League Baseball wore the number 42 on nameless jerseys on Monday in honor of Jackie Robinson Day. MLB uses April 15th of each season to commemorate Robinson's debut on April 15, 1947, when he broke the color barrier and changed the game forever. Quality start from Kikuchi. The 27-year-old rookie left-hander Kikuchi made his 5th career start and his first against the Indians and did his part after some early damage by Cleveland. He settled in to work 6 innings, allowing 3 runs on 5 hits with 3 walks and 5 strikeouts on 92 pitches. He was dealt his first MLB loss. Kikuchi's issues have been in the early innings this season, and it continued on Monday. 9 of the 12 runs that he has allowed this season have come in the first 2 innings of contests. Hitting stars Santana once again led the Indians' offense, reaching base safely 4 different times against his one-time club of a week. He had a single, a double, 2 walks, and scored twice on the night. He is now hitting .400 with a .531 on-base percentage on the season. Kipnis went 1 for 3 with a single, a walk, and an RBI in his return to action. The Indians activated the veteran second baseman from the injured list earlier in the day while designating Brad Miller for assignment. Santana did the heavy lifting for the Mariners in the 3-hole. He had 3 singles on the day, driving in 1 and scoring 1. Encarnacion had a pair of hits, including his 2-run home run late as he continued a strong April. His hitting .298 in the young season with a .4140 BP. Streaking. The Mariners have opened the season with an impressive display of long balls, and that continued on Monday, although the fun did not start until the bottom of the 8th. Encarnacion's 2-run home run extended Seattle's season-opening home run streak to 19 consecutive games, extending their MLB record, while pulling the club closer to the all-time consecutive games with a homer record of 27. On deck, Game 2 from Seattle is scheduled for a 10:10 p.m. Eastern Time first pitch on Tuesday. Right-hander Shane Bieber, 1-0, 1.80. Eric will look to continue his good start to the season for the Indians, while the Mariners will turn to righty Mike Leake, 2-0. 4.15. Eric to end the team's 4-game losing skid. Photo, AP Photo, Ted S. Warren. Let's block ads. Why?